come here with two people, Keith Weston Dillon and Warnie Hall, is that without these two people, our lives would not have been changed. I've known both of them. On 30 years, I've known both of them, and I respected both of them. And without our legislator today, we would not have been here either. Is that they're going to honor two people that, with the greatest honor of all, is our respect too for them. So now I ask Robin Webb to come up and speak to us.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks everybody that's turned out today to pay respects for these two dedicated American heroes, two Carter County heroes. And I'm proud to be here today and in their honor. I'm going to give you a little preface how this came about. As most of y'all know, a little while back we dedicated some roads first that originated with a bill. Because in my tenure and beyond in my lifetime, we've lost a lot of my friends in service of this county and the state and the country, and firefighters, magistrates, constables and firefighters and police officers, and I've had the opportunity to know most of those. So I felt it only fitting that we honor them with the help of the Department of Transportation, which I appreciate their coordinating this today, and their support of the legislation originally to honor our fallen heroes. Well, you all know, as well as I do, the legislative process is not perfect. And all this has to come about in the form of legislation, go through both chambers, be signed by the governor. And there was an omission. It was not complete, and that was through some miscommunication with the Firefighters Association and others. We did not mean to omit these two individuals, but I think things happen for a reason, and I think it's happened for the better, because we're here in Norton Branch in the backyard, and we've taken this day to honor them special, and they're special to me. I look out in the crowd and I see people I grew up with. I played softball for the Norton Branch Fire Department softball team, Nancy Marlene and I and others. So Norton Branch and the Gillen family were like family to me. So it's I'm especially proud to be here today. And Warnie was a legend. He was an icon. He was a fixture and all those things. This is neat. This day is all about them and their families and their service. And maybe just to inspire those of you today who sit here in service that are willing. You're on call 24/7. You're on call and willing to make that ultimate sacrifice just like these gentlemen did. And we appreciate that. We appreciate that. When we hear those sirens, how you feel when you hear that siren. And something's going on. And something's going on that could be bad, not only for the family it's happening to, but for the firefighters, the ambulance drivers, the police officers that are answering that call. And we've seen it here too often. But this is one way that we can at least honor these individuals. There was a saying that all men are created equal, and then a few become firemen and women. And so those of you all who are serving now, who have served, or who in the future, I think I see some future firefighters here too. I want to thank you, and this community thanks you for your service. And then I think you also have to acknowledge, if you think it's tough being a firefighter, try being a firefighter's wife, or daughter, or mother. Because they know, too, when that siren rings, that when they kiss them and tell them they love them, that they might not see them again. So I appreciate the family sacrifice. I appreciate what you all do to enable and support and comfort to allow men and women to serve. John 15:13 says, "Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." And that's what they did. Not only their friends, but total strangers. So that's a love beyond, even beyond of what's spoken of in John. So this way, what we're doing today is just a small token of appreciation for these two gentlemen who died in the line of duty as volunteers to take care of their families, their community, their state, because they were called to serve. And their call to service cost them their life. But I know both of these men, knew both these men, and they wouldn't have had it any other way. If they were called to go home to the Lord, I know what they wanted to be doing when they were called, and that's exactly what they were doing. So as they leave the legacy here with us, and we honor them in our small way, you know, fires go out. The fires that they were servicing were extinguished. Those fires went out. But we're here today to ensure that the fires and the passion and the spirit of their life will be honored ad infinitum. As long as we're here and that road is out in front of us that we travel. Every day when we see that reminder, we need to thank them, and thank you, and thank those who were before them, and thank those that generation is going to follow them. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Robin, very much for that speech. We have another guest today, Jill York. Will you please come up? Jill will talk to us a little bit. And I know she's been young at this a little bit, but I believe she'll be strong with the firefighters. Please come up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just here today to add to the beautiful words that our Senator shared with us a moment ago. There's a couple of things I want us to think about today, and that's service and its legacy. Every time I have opportunity to spend time with our first responders, our firefighters, I'm just amazed at what beats inside them. It's a heart like no other. It has to be a servant's heart. And a servant's heart is selfless. And it says, I will get up and I will do my duty. I will do it every day. I will do it when it's hard. I will do it when it takes me away from my family. My family will support me in this because this is my calling. This is who I am. These gentlemen had that servant's heart. Those of you who served with them, you know how it inspired, how it helped you to take that extra step. How it helped you folks step into those boots and those jackets one more time because of the incredible representation of the way things are supposed to be that these gentlemen presented for us all. To the Gillum and Hall families, let's talk about legacy. The Senator mentioned us being able to view these road signs as we travel along 60. Every time we see those, I know those of you who knew them are going to flash back to a laugh or a moment or some other joy that you shared with them. You may just shake your head at some goofy thing that happened in the firehouse, or you may be thinking about, you know, I've got to face this tomorrow. How will Lauren do it? How will the chief do it? And you're going to build on that, and you're going to carry that with you. And as long as those memories of these amazing men stay uppermost in our minds, stay forevermost in our hearts, that legacy will continue. It will inspire. And those servants' hearts and the good deeds that they did and the legacy that they leave to their stations will forever be for us. In our communities, the families that those stations will continue to save. Every time those bells ring, every time those radios crackle, and there's somewhere else to go to meet the challenges as these gentlemen met those challenges. It's my great privilege to be able to be part of the House of Representatives and help enable this today. As I told some of the family members earlier, we just as soon have these fellows before us, but we don't get to choose. And it's for that, those sacrifices, that we can never repay. We will do our best to honor their legacy in this small manner that can have a large impact from now on. So thank you.
Thank you, Jill. We have one more dignitary, Charlie Wallace. Would you like to come speak for a minute, please?
Thank you, Chief. It's an honor for me to be here today. I want to express my prayers and sympathy with the families. I knew both of the families real well. And it was two people that stands out in this community. I've knew them for years, what they've done. They told me a lot about a lot of stuff at the fire departments. I had a lot of meetings with them and talked to them. And they kind of, all these young firefighters, I look around here today, has got some big shoes to fill, because them two people has left a big hole in this county and this community that's going to have to be filled. And I want to thank the legislatures here today, Robin and Jill, for being here and what they've done in Frankfurt first. I thank the executive branch of government for being able to do this. And I think it's just a small token that we can return. Like they speak about the sign going down the road and have a talk about it, or laugh or something about what they've done. And we got to show our appreciation, because you all put your lives on the line every day for us to be able to be safe in our communities and live at home. And you know, that's a part that you don't have to do that, because you don't get paid for it. It's voluntary. And we appreciate that. I personally do myself. And I stand with you on everything. And I want to thank you for everything. There's people coming out today. God bless everyone.
Thank you for coming, John. Before we continue on this, I'm going to make a point right now. Without Rob and Jill and our local officials, is that this day wouldn't have happened. And I want to express my fondest appreciation to them, is that because these two people are going to honor today. But I want you to give a round of applause to these two. We got this.